I would literally say just keep going no matter what. Even if your own family will talk down negative, you can't look at anybody. If you want to be at a level and you see none of your family members or your friends are at that level, don't listen to them because you want to get to somewhere where they're not. No matter what, keep fighting, keep going.
Good afternoon, trading world, and welcome back to our instant funding interview series. We have a special treat for you guys today. Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Say your name for me so I don't get it wrong.
Trenasia.
Trenasia. Figured. I didn't want to make a mistake.
It's fine.
Trenasia, where are you from? Tell us where you're from.
I am from Atlanta, Georgia, located in the United States.
Always in Georgia?
No, I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. Moved down here when I was 8. So I've been here majority of my life, basically.
And how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 22.
So 22, located in the United States, we can say. Tell us a little bit about how you got into trading, how long ago, how'd you hear about trading?
I'm a class of 2020. That's when COVID happened. So my senior year got cut short. Since that happened, I would say later towards around summertime, the end of July, I met my boyfriend at the time. We're now engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He was trying to figure out what he wanted to do, as in like entrepreneur side, and I wanted to as well. So we were just thinking about some things we can do that will help us out and be more giving us financial freedom, basically. And then we just thought about trading. So we was just started looking more into trading. And at the time, MetaTrader was allowed in the US. So we was just on YouTube. We was looking at platforms. And then later on throughout the year, we tried to do small accounts, try to build it up as a huge account, which did not work out good enough. And then we found out about prop firms that will give you a huge capital if you win a challenge, and you can get your live right afterwards. So at the time, we didn't know about instant funding until I would say the end of 2021. So when we found out about instant funding, it was a lot better than all the other prop firms here that's able to, for, the US. And once we found out about the rules, how the scaling, the trading works with the drawdown, everything was a lot better than all the other prop firms. So as we kept learning and growing, we was using, challenges off of instant funding. And yeah, here we are still trading off prop firms, only instant funding at the time. And I don't regret it at all.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear. 2020 happens. How do you acquire the entrepreneur mindset, right? Were you around it? Does your family come from it? How did that come to be?
I've been doing here since 9th grade. So I was already an entrepreneur. Right when I would say junior year, that's when my clients has became constantly come in and I was having a lot of clientele. So I was really more of an entrepreneur right before I turned 18. So right before I met my boyfriend at the time, I was already considered as an entrepreneur. I just wanted to make a big circle, I'll say, because
okay,
doing here is fine, but I wanted to really have that financial freedom, doing something that's easier and it's better off the laptop on the device, not having to deal with, clients, if you know what I mean.
Do you find out about trading? Does your boyfriend tell you? How does the topic of trading come up?
So him and I were already thinking about trading right before we started dating. We just didn't tell each other till that moment when we were having that one-on-one convo about what should we do when it comes to being an entrepreneur. He came to me first and was saying, well, how about trading? Maybe, you never know, we can just do really good with trading. What do you think about it? So once he asked me about it, I don't know, all of a sudden it just clicked for me. I just knew like, okay, that's it right there. We need to do trading. So once we finally had the concept of it, looking at other people's reviews on it, how they're trading, it was very different because when you're a beginner, it's a lot going on. You have someone that's a scalper, someone who is a swing trader, someone who trades for 200 pips, someone who only trades for 15 pips. So we was trying to do everything all at once, which is not a good idea. it was just a lot going on all at once, but this is year 4 and it's a lot better, I'll say.
It's kind of almost like a fate thing, right?
And
You had it in your mind. He brings it to you. This
yeah,
is meant to be. This is the way route we got to go.
um,
I guess you by the sounds of it, you go straight to YouTube
yes.
and you see all these people who have these different ways of trading. And without saying names, was there someone you gravitated towards, or did you guys kind of just like, oh, we can just fund up our own money in a personal account, we'll just figure it out as we go?
I want to say it was both sides because he was on the side of, let's join a mentor, a group chat on Telegram, or let's buy their subscriptions. And we was trying to do the free signals when they throw out signals for free and you use that. But at the time, it was two different mindsets, two different trading plans. And we didn't know that at the time. We were just trying to do any trade at the moment that will, give us money. So I would say back then that was more gambling and not actually trading because we didn't have a trading plan. We was just trying to join the trades that other people was trading. But the only difference was they were actually winning because they had a huge capital. They've been trading for years. We were only traded for a couple months. So it didn't work out for us. So once we found that out, we actually decided to do what I wanted to do, actually do it ourselves and see what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and just go down that road.
When you guys decide to fund up, let's say, right, first account, let's figure it out. Is there like a set time you're giving this, like, oh, let's try this for a year or two, and if it doesn't work out, forget it? Or, are we just, this is it, we have to stick it through until we succeed in it? What was kind of the mindset?
Have to stick through it till we succeed. Always been that same mindset. Yeah, because for me, like you said, faith is a huge, big part when you have a plan. So for me, I like to do things and don't finish until I complete it. And he's the same exact way.
Right.
He's with you guys as well. He trades off instant funding. We are the same way. Two different mindsets, but we still want, to get to that final destination, that breakthrough, basically.
Right. I guess when you first learn about it, right, was there ever a doubt that trading or just the financial market wasn't real? Because sometimes people need to be able to get profit, or to be able, to see it monetized,
Mm-hmm.
for you to say, oh yeah, this is real. So was there ever that doubt along the way, or you just kind of, no, this is real and it can work for us also?
I never thought it was fake because I was looking at other people's testimony. It sounded just like mine at the time. It would be people that didn't have anything and they just came all the way up all because of trading. So I really believed in trading since day one. I knew it wasn't going to be easy because when you want something and it's very hard to get, it means a lot and it's worth a lot. So just by looking at other people's testimonies, so I knew it wasn't fake at all.
It sounds like you attacked it with the correct mindset, because usually people look at it as a lottery kind of thing, right?
Right.
You Let's do this for a couple months and it's gonna work for us too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fall flat on your face when you realize that this is the wrong place for that.
Yeah.
Is when you guys do fund up, right? You and your boyfriend. Do you guys share an account? Do you have each an account? Are you guys taking the same ideas? Are you like, how does a trading couple work?
So we have the same trading plan. I do breakout and retest. He does as well. But the thing is, with him and I, he likes to be a swing trader with it. I like to scout. He likes to at least do 400 to 500 pips with gold. And for me, I want to say I'm a swing trader because when it comes to gold, I know gold, once it buys for a long time.
Yeah, right. It moves quick.
So
Yeah.
that's the only pair we trade. We trade nothing but gold. But when I trade gold, I only get at least 200 to 250 pips because I know gold would go for that long. But for him, he likes to hold way longer than I would. For me, I like to keep my trades in for at least one day. But for him, if he can, he will leave it for at least that full week.
Have you guys ever tried each other's It sounds like you probably are more like an intraday instead of a scalper.
Hmm.
And then he's the swinger. Have you guys ever tried like switching roles and see
Yeah,
and that
it
didn't
didn't
work?
work out.
So you guys have each accounts, personal accounts.
Yes.
He has his account, you have your account.
Hmm.
So if you guys have the same strategy per se, right? Different targets. Do you guys signal each other, hey, I'm about to buy gold, get in, or he trades when he trades and you trade when you trade?
That used to happen, and that used to mess us up bad. I used to help him out. Well, I thought I was helping him out, but that made him breach his account, and it was just a whole lot of mess. So now we can't even tell each other when we are in a trade because it will mess up our mentality system when it comes to trading. For me to know if he's in a trade or for him to know I'm in a trade, we don't tell each other till either that trade hits take profit or stop loss. Hey, just let you know,
Okay.
trade today, because trader to trader, being in a relationship that also trades, people would think it's a good thing, but it's pros and cons too. It can mess you up.
Right.
It's always you versus you when you come to the market. So when you have someone else in your ear, you probably want to get in for a sell on gold, and let's say he's saying, "Oh no, it's gonna buy. I think she's gonna buy." That would mess you up mentality. And I'm like, I'm not. No, I can't listen to you.
When you guys would take each other's signals, right? And that signal loses, would you guys be mad at each other? Would it cause like bickering? How would that go?
We don't talk to each other for the whole day because because it's not. I mean, money, of course, can make someone feel some type of way, especially if it was your
Right.
last and you try to put in your last investment and everything goes clear. You just need that one last trade. And let's say he's in your ear, I'm in his ear. You take that advice and then whole count is over with. So when that happens, we like to not talk for that day, just come back next day, start off fresh and know, listen, you can't talk to me about your trades. I'm not going to have you talk to me about your
Right.
trades. Let's just do our own thing and we'll come at the end of the day together and let each other know who did what and, if you win or not. So,
So from a female's perspective, right?
so
Because to my knowledge, right? It's more of a male's game. Outside looking in, you already had the entrepreneur mindset of, making money work for you. So when you enter the trading world, right, do you feel anything different being a female? Do you feel different perspective? Do you feel more pressure? Is there anything different at all?
I would say just a little bit because I feel like in this world, I agree with you. Men or and women, they have two different perspectives when it comes to a huge topic like trading, for example. So I personally felt like I had to be more harder and just try more better day by day because I honestly don't feel accomplished enough until I know for a fact, I can prove to anyone that trading is not just for this type of group or trading is not for this type of group. It's for anyone and everyone. So I like to keep an open mind about that.
You have your boyfriend, right? So you have a support system when you first enter the trading world. What about family, right? Uncles, cousin, parents, anything like that, where they maybe tell you, no, don't try that. Everybody loses, or do they not know, or do they support you also when you decide to embark on this journey?
So in the beginning, my mom was trying to be supportive. She would help me out by putting an extra $200 in for me. But when she saw I wasn't getting the profits that she wanted to see, that's when everything went left. And that was actually when I first started. So that was her first and last time being supportive. So that was 4 years ago. So I like to keep it secret. So because
Okay.
yeah, my family, when it comes to that, mm-mm.
She stopped supporting financially, you can say, right? She's giving you some money to boost your account. Does she also stop supporting you like verbally or physically, kind of start like, maybe you should stop that, maybe that isn't for you? Look, is she like planting those seeds? Because parents, like,
Mhm.
out of love, they think they're helping you, but in reality, they're kind of causing harm.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but she once she stopped financially, she stopped supporting, period. So she wasn't helpful for my mom and my dad, basically. Yeah.
Your mom gives you even $200. You said right. I don't know how quick that gets lost in the beginning. As for me in the beginning, right? It could be the same day. It could be one
Right.
trade, right? So how does that feel, right? Versus it being just your money, and then it's kind of someone like almost like betting on you, right? Someone you love, someone who you look up to possibly, and then you say, "Wow, they worked hard for their money, and I'm here just in 20 minutes. I just blew it." Like
Yeah.
what happens in the mind, right, in a situation like that?
Yeah, it's very embarrassing.
Would you tell her when you did or not? It was kind of just
I had no choice because she kept coming to me like, "Well, where's the money? Where's the money?" I'm like, "Mom, I lost it all." She's like, "What do you mean?" So it's very embarrassing because, like you were saying, even if it was her money or mine, it's still gone at the end of the day. Probably 20 minutes later, it's very traumatizing, embarrassing, all mixed feelings, all in one.
obviously the first year, possibly a second year. How long are you losing for until you start seeing consistency in winning?
So I would say the first 2 years was the first 2 years of me being unprofitable. I wasn't winning more than losing. I was actually losing way more. I didn't see a difference until the end of last year of 2023. I want to say around this time, around October. Once I started seeing results, I knew like, okay, I can't mix my plan up anymore. I can't switch nothing up. This has to work because if I'm seeing results now, I can continue seeing results year after year and get way better. So I didn't really start seeing results until last year.
Does the trading plan switch from losing to winning? Is
Yeah.
there something different, or is it the same trading plan, but you just decide to start following it?
In the beginning, my trading plan wasn't breakout and retest. I was actually getting in at the high for a sale because it's made its first lower high, or I would get in for a buy at the first higher low. That was when I was actually a scalper, and it was working out for, I want to say, a few months. But right after I was doing that consistently, it just stopped working. I was getting too many fake outs. I was getting in around news. It wasn't really working out. So that's when I knew I had to switch it up because I can't win like this if I'm losing consistently. So that's when I figure out I need to start doing breakout and retests and try to at least get more pips because, of course, the more pips you make, the more money you'll make. So once I found that out and that was working a lot better than what my trading plan was from the beginning, I just started sticking to breakout and retest.
You switch the strategy. By default, the trading plan changes a little bit. You start seeing more results winning wise. Is it easy to follow a winning trading plan? I guess you can say the same bad habits
Mm.
from the losing one.
For example, I don't trade unless it's New York time. If I see a good setup during Asian session and I'm up in the middle of the night and I just see, oh my gosh, I have to get in, I have to get in, I have to keep reminding myself I can't do that because that's breaking my rules. Because when I do that, I can win, but it's a slight chance. It's not going to win all the time because that's not my trading plan. You have a trading plan for you to win all the time. So there has been times when I think back on it like, let me take this. It might be up for the next 200 pips, but it's 3 a.m. I keep telling myself don't do that because that's not your trading plan. But it is hard to bring your bad habits back, but I try not to do that.
Is there any maybe tips or tricks you may have when you feel that energy, you can say, right? That bad habit energy come over you? Or is it just willpower? Just don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I trade also, right? So sometimes when I catch myself in those moments, as much as willpower as I want to have, I just can't fight it. I have to turn the computer off. I have to delete the app off my phone because just willpower isn't enough, right? So, do you have anything or are you just that strong minded where you just pull it off and it's just the willpower wins?
Yeah, now I would say if I see something and I know it's not part of my plan, but I really want to get in the trade, I have to turn off my computer, I have to leave my phone on the bed and just walk away because I know if I look at the chart for one more second, it's over with.
Your fingers on that button, just
Yeah.
ready to go. Yeah, right. You change the strategy, you acquire a new plan, you start following it, you start winning. Your boyfriend start winning at the same time? Was he winning before you? How was kind of his comparison versus yours?
It's weird because it's always the opposite. Always the opposite. So it'd be times when I'm winning, he's losing. He's winning, I'm losing. Till this day, I never figure out why it's like that. But I will say, recently, we're now on the same page. We both see, okay, gold is going to buy, gold is going to sell. And we don't do it together right at the same time, but we know where gold will be going for that current week. So I will either get in probably Monday morning. He won't get in till Wednesday morning, but we'll still get in for that same position. So I will say now it has changed, but for the past almost 4 years, it was always the opposite. And I used to hate that every time because it's like I'm happy, but he's down, or he's happy and I'm down. It wasn't a good feeling, but I can't say it's a huge change now. So I'm glad that is.
Okay, so you guys have the same idea of market movement, right? You guys both, when it's going to buy, you guys are on the same page. When it's going to sell,
Yep.
you
So
guys are on the same
analysis.
page. 4 years, right, of ups and downs. You have a partner, a fiance now, right, that you guys embark on this journey on.
Mhm.
What advice can you give to somebody, to both, to the female who decides to take this journey on, and also to the girlfriend who tries to do this as a couple with their significant other?
I'll say no matter what, always keep going because you never know when you will see your results because it will happen one day. It's just going to be a long run. I will be honest because trading, like I said, it's not a get rich scheme. Not That's not how it is. You just have to put you all into it and study on it and then look at other mentors, see how they're doing, put your advice in. But I would literally say just keep going no matter what. Even if your own family will talk down negative, you can't look at anybody. If you want to be at a level and you see none of your family members or your friends are at that level, don't listen to them because you want to get to somewhere where they're not. So no matter what, keep fighting, keep going.
And what about to the couple who decides to take this journey on together?
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to her. Keep doing you. Do you. If you strongly believe that this only works for you and he don't agree, don't don't. There's no point for you to be cordial because it's you versus the market, Monday through Friday. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to your boyfriend, fiance, husband. Just keep doing you.
It was a pleasure speaking to you today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
It was a very great conversation. I learned a lot and I had a lot of fun talking to you. We wish you more success at Instant Funding.
Thank
We
you.
wish you more success in your relationship, soon to be marriage. And we hope to see you again in the future.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You have a good day.
Thank you so much. You as well.